If you want to win the Premier League, you have to beat Fulham. End of. Welcome to episode 43 of the Clock Enders podcast. I'm your host, Reginald Dino. Like I said in the intro, if you're serious about winning the Premier League, you have to beat Fulham. I don't care where the game is. The game could be on Mars. You have to beat them. Awful. And it's not that Arsenal played bad today against Fulham. They didn't play bad. No cutting edge, though. With all the possession that you have, you can't muster 2 goals against Fulham. Fulham are a championship caliber team. They stink. They're awful. And it was the same last year. 2 shots on net or somewhat for the whole game. One touch in the 18-yard box in the 18-yard box for Fulham, and they still were able to score. I don't know what's worse, this win, this loss, or this draw. What feels like a loss, this draw, or when we drew them at home when they were in 10 last year. I don't know which one's worse. Drawing Fulham shouldn't be a thing. They stink. I don't know, man. You had the opportunity to earlier on in the season, I said it's going to be impossible to make up all these points against Liverpool the way that they're playing. You have the opportunity to go 4 points. It was 8 then. You have the opportunity to go 4 points. You've already caught 1 point on them. And that's how many weeks since I said that? 3 weeks? Almost 4? You've only been able to make up 1 point. Liverpool didn't play yesterday. That's why you're going to be at 4 points. They were playing Everton. I expect them to smoke Everton. So you're still going to be 7 points. Manchester City, we were laughing yesterday. They drew Crystal Palace. We were laughing yesterday. Yeah, Man United's Man United. They stink too. Their coach came out this past week and it was just like, well, Arteta wouldn't have the success he had if he didn't have 10 years to, or 8 seasons or 6 seasons, whatever it's been, to turn it around. Because he knows those players are going to get him fired. He knows those Manchester United players are going to get him fired. So he's already letting those guys know, hey, listen, Arteta didn't turn it around in 1 season. You got to give me time. Because he knows those players are going to get him fired. Because they stink. Harry Maguire still plays in the league. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But anyway, not a Manchester United show. I don't know, guys. I don't know how serious you guys, Arsenal can be. And as Arsenal fans, we got to seriously sit back and look at this realistically. How serious are we if we go out and perform like this? And again, I shouldn't say that. Again, not a bad performance. No edge. No, it never looked like we were going to score. Never looked like it. I think we're all just sitting there waiting for corners. And we scored another corner today. The narrative that we can only score off corners is ridiculous. It's stupid. It's part of the game anyway. Who cares if we can only score on corners? Who cares? It's part of the game. We're not cheating. If we're winning games and we get 10 corners and we score 3 goals and we win 3-0, it doesn't count? Like, who cares? It's only a certain amount of fans that are making that noise, that argument anyway. And they're brain dead. You can pick which club it is. There were some disappointing performances today. We'll get into that when we get into the player ratings, but I don't know, guys. I'm not doom and gloom. It's the Christmas period is coming up. I'm not doom and gloom, but Fulham? I don't care who's injured. Fulham? It's not like it was a back and forth game and they had chances and we had chances and they had chances. They had 2 shots on net. 2. They probably were in on our side of half for a total of maybe 5 minutes in a 90-minute game. And I'm not exaggerating. We have all this possession and we still can't find a way to score. And I know it's tough because they're all back defending and this, that, and the third. I don't care. Arsenal play like that in 10 and it's negative anti-football. Fulham play like that and it's a masterclass. It's a Marco Silva masterclass. Maybe they're expecting more from Arsenal because they're a good team, and maybe not as much as Fulham because they're shit. Player ratings. This is going to be, again, guys, when it's good, it's quick. When it's bad, it's quicker. Because I want to get on with my Sunday. Well, 6, 7. Who cares? You have two shots. He saved one of them. Great. Oh, actually, we'll start on this guy's hurt now? Played 1.5 games. He's hurt now? Oh my God. It's unbelievable, man. He's hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt. What's going on, man? What is going on? Anyways, starting at right back, Thomas Partey. What did he gave the ball away a couple of times in the beginning of the first half? Kept the ball moving, came inverted into the midfield. He's 7 today. On the other side, Timber, same Timber, gallivanting runs, marking, getting back to tracking back. Didn't really have to do much of that in the game because Fulham was never in our half. Just creating offensive opportunities, but I don't expect that from my left back. He gets a 7 today. In the middle, Kiwior didn't put a step wrong. One of the rare chances they were actually in our half. They played a high ball in, and he I don't know if he was in two minds to head it and kick it. He didn't either. It bounced. Saliba came and mopped it up. It really didn't do anything wrong. He gets a 7 today. Saliba scores again for the second game running off a corner kick. Brought us right back in the game. We were in the ascendancy, and I don't know, just can't score out of open play this last spell. So I don't know. He gets an 8 today. In the midfield, Declan Rice, again, it's the same every week, Declan Rice. The engine, he's running, he's passing, he's getting involved. Smart foul at the end when they were breaking away to take the yellow card. I mean, what can you say? He gets an 8 today. Who else was in? Odegaard. I don't think he's 100%. I don't think he's 100%. I don't know if he doesn't want to get kicked. I don't know what the issue is. He took a knock today. I don't know what's going on, but it's not the same Odegaard we had last year, and it's not the same Odegaard we had before the injury. So I don't know. I think there's something there that they're just not saying. He wants to play. Manager wants him to play, and I think they're just MacGyvering him out there. I don't know, but it's not the same Odegaard. He gets a 7 today. Jorginho. Again, same as last game when he was man of the match for me. Didn't give the ball away once. In the right spaces, taking fouls. I mean, he was great today again. Got hooked in about the 70th minute, I think, for Marino. For me, Jorginho gets an 8 today. Going across the front line. Is that it for the midfield? Rice. Oh yeah, that's the midfield. The front line. This guy, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's the jersey. Well, it's not the jersey for this guy because he has some stinkers in all of our colors. But I don't know, man. We're talking about a contract extension, and I think, yeah, okay, fine. Based on what he did last year, I guess he deserves it, but nowhere near the pace this season. Nowhere near what he did last season this season. Nowhere near it. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you about this guy. I don't know. Hopefully he comes better in the second half of the season. That's when we're going to need him. But I mean, invisible today again, invisible. Gets a 6. Oh, not him. Havertz. I mean, what are we expecting him to do? He's not very fast. We're expecting him to win head balls and hold up the play. We didn't have the ball in the defensive end, so there was no really long balls to play to him. So he has to be quick with his feet. Maybe this would have been a game to see what Gabriel Jesus could do, because he's quick, he's better with his feet, has a little bit more of a turn of pace. But I mean, I guess did what he could with the service that he had. It's a 7 today. Saka, double teamed all game, fouled all game, scored a goal that was chalked off for offside, which is another thing that I'm going to talk about. Martinelli, like, how are you? It boggles my mind. I've played defense, I've played up top, and it boggles my mind how you're on the very end of the touch line, and you're looking across to every single player. There's nobody behind you because it's the touch line behind you, or the sideline behind you. And you're looking across the line and you can see every single player, and you're still offside. You make those mistakes, fourth division out of Brazil, you make that mistake maybe your first game in the EPL. First season, you maybe do it two or three times. 4 years in. Anyways, Saka did what he could. Like I said, double teamed the whole game. I guess that's the new thing now, because no one else is doing anything up top. We can afford to double team Saka. We can't let him beat us. If Havertz and Trossard and Martinelli and Odegaard and Partey and Rice are firing, and each one of them are a danger to score, you don't see Saka getting double teamed right now. But everything good that we do comes from Saka. So that's what they're gonna do. And I think we rely on that a little too much, but it was working, so how can you complain? Saka gets an 8 today. The subs, just mentioned it. They're part of the game in the Manchester United game. He had Maguire one-on-one and did not take him on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with this guy. Again, looking across the line and being offside, that's amateur hour. It's amateur hour. This guy came in, played the ball around the corner too. I believe it was, I forget who it was. He played the ball around the corner for the setup of that goal. The next ball went to Martinelli, who was offside. So, I mean, what can you do? I didn't do much wrong or good. I'll give him a 7. Who else came in here? This guy. Now I'm done. There were a couple of plays in the game where it just looked like he was just walking. He had Declan Rice played him a ball over the top, one-on-one with Leno. Leno wasn't coming out. He hesitated, and a hungry striker just keeps going. You're going to get clattered by their goalie, you get clattered by the goalie. Maybe it's a PK. There was a couple of plays, even in the play when he was out, he went out onto the wing. It was just lackadaisical, like it was a training session. Done. Gabriel Jesus can pack his bags and leave in the winter if he wants. He wants to go back to Brazil. Here's your ticket. Finally, last but not least, if more players came on, I don't remember, but last but not least, we have our kid Ethan Wanieri. I was screaming at the TV for him to come on before Jesus and I think it was Jesus and Martinelli came on. I was screaming at the TV that this kid needs to come on. Fulham's a championship caliber side. This kid would have gone mental against them if he was given the opportunity and the time. He would have gone mental against them. They're not good enough. Finally, he came on. He had a couple of, I think Moreno tried to play him a ball around the corner in their 18-yard box that got cut off. But the kid's good. You know, received the ball towards the center line, dropped his shoulder, and took 3 Fulham players out of the play. Needs more time. If he's good enough, he's old enough. I don't know. Would you not expect your team to be able to beat Fulham? I think so. I think any combination of players that Arteta put out there should be beating Fulham 3 or 4-0. Yes, I believe that. Is it his fault Martinelli's offside? Is it his fault Gabriel Jesus doesn't want to put any effort in? I don't know. I'll give him a 7. I think we have Champions League coming up in the midweek. I think it's Monaco. I mean, it's either the league or Champions League you have to win, right? You have to win something. You have to win something at this stage. You know, for us to be taken seriously. It can't be next year every year. I think William Saliba or Gabriel came out in the media or in a print publication and said, if Saliba, I think it was Gabriel who said it. It might have been the other way, whatever. But if we want to be taken seriously, we want to be viewed as the best defenders in the world, we have to win something. Because everyone says, oh, Saliba is the best defender in the world. Gabriel's the best defender, blah, 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 blah. Rolls Royce, this, that, and the third. But he said, listen, if we want to be viewed like that, we got to win something. The league, Champions League, or something. We have to win something. And he's absolutely right. You have to win something. It's enough now. It's 6 seasons now. Next year, coming in second. Second's not enough anymore. We've done the second thing already. Chelsea's playing Tottenham right now. I'm going to shut this off, watch that game, get on with my weekend. It's actually not as cold as it's been outside, so maybe I'll do something on the balcony, sweep it up, clean it up. But I got to get this out of my head. Awful result, especially when City dropped points and Liverpool didn't play and Tottenham are playing Chelsea and United lost. Brighton drew. This was the period of games where, okay, we've played all the hard games. This is the time we're going to roll through this. Yeah, roll. We're on YouTube. Obviously, you're watching it. You can download audio versions of our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. You can get our podcast on all popular podcast platforms. If you're not subscribed to our TikTok page, subscribe. If you're not subscribed to the Instagram, subscribe. We're on Twitter, I believe, as well. I haven't updated that. Or we're on Threads. Sorry, we're on Threads. So if you're look for Clock Enders podcast on those platforms. Guys, it's just so frustrating, and I don't know what other word to say. So, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. If you're an Arsenal fan, get a coffee, spike it with some Baileys, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.